Hello learners, I welcome you all to yet another module which is based on the basic training on pig farming. The main purpose of introducing this module in this mode is to explore how pig farming can create livelihood for those who want to set up their own farm or enterprise. Here we will introduce the learner to basic pig management skills essential for running a pig farm and make it as profitable as possible. In traditional Anivan husbandry, mostly the tribal families keep and rear pigs as their traditional practice from which they expect a good return to the pool of their annual family budget. Though beside pig, they rear other livestock like cows, goat, etc. Yet they are more interested in continuing with the business of pig rearing than with the other components of livestock because of their traditionalism. But because of lack of scientific inputs into the practice, they fail to earn a satisfactory income from the business. Even they are to face some huge losses in some instances. So, it is need of our to make a pool of improved crossbred pure line stock and their proper scientific management in our country to make the business a profitable one. In comparison to other livestock rearing, pig farming is a quite advantageous. The growth rate of pig farming as a business is very high. Within a comparatively short span of time, one can increase the number of livestock given that pigs are very high prolific breeders with high fecundity and shorter generation interval. A sow can breed as early as 8 to 9 months of age and can farrow twice a year. They have short gestation period of 114 days and able to produce 6 to 12 or even more piglets in each farrowing. Pig farming provides comparatively quicker returns since the marketable weight, that means 80 to 100 kg, of fatteners can be achieved at the age of 7 to 9 months. Among various species, pig has the highest feed conversion efficiency FCR and dressing percentage, that means 60 to 80%, only second to broiler chicken as they produce more live weight. Pigs can utilize wide variety of feedstuffs, grains, forages, damaged feeds, vegetable, garbage and convert them into valuable nutritious meat. Pig meat or pork is one of the most nutritious meat with high fat and low water content and has got better energy value than that of other meats. It is rich in vitamins like thiamine, niacin and riboflavin. Besides piggery being an employment opportunity for farmers, it has also a commercial value as source of fat and lard. There is an increased demand of pig fat or lard for poultry feed, soap, paints and other chemicals industries. There is a good demand in the domestic as well as export market for pig products such as pork, bacon, ham, sausages, lard, pig hair, bristles, etc. Pig manure is used as fertilizer in agricultural farms and in the fishery industry. As such, it is often said that every part of the pig body is usable and has commercial value. Another advantage of pig farming as a business that one can start with a very small amount of money which reduces the financial burden. In general, pig farmers are smallholders practicing traditional methods of pig farming for both breeding and pork production in the past. In order to make handsome profit from this venture, farmers should leap ahead from the traditional pig farming to commercial production. Initial capital is required for constructing the pig housing, purchasing the breeding stock, purchasing stock feed, and other costs associated with the running pig farming business. The amount of capital need for pig farming will depend on the size of the piggery farm project. As such, commercial pig farming in various parts of India is becoming one of the most lucrative animal husbandry business ventures. Farmer entrepreneurs from the traditionally non-pig rearing or farming states of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, etc. are venturing into piggery and producing high quality pork and earning good profit. A new generation of farmer entrepreneurs of the traditional pig rearing farming states in northeastern India, that means Assam, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Manipur, etc., are also adopting modern and commercial pig farming, leading to very good return on their investment along with the employment generation at multiple levels. Here we will introduce the learners to basic pig husbandry skill for running a pig farm as profitable as possible, and will also put some light on the potential of pig husbandry as a mode of partial resolution of the unemployment problem through generation of self-employment. Participants are expected to able to attain knowledge and skill in the use of advanced technology in pig farming and health management, and also increase productivity in pig farming and running a pig farm as a business. For a successful piggery enterprise, good animals of improved breed are necessary. The individual animals selected for breeding should possess the distinguished features of the breed to which they belong and should be from a suitable strain of the breed what is noted for its vigor, breeding, regularity, polyphycacy, and soundness. For maximizing production and efficiency of pig breeding enterprise, it is essential to have large number of piglets born and weaned per litter, preferably 2 farrowings per year, high growth rate and feed conversion efficient FCR, and better carcass quality and yield as per the market demand. Breeding stock is very critical to ensure high profit, and therefore proper selection is important. First, prudent decision on the type of breed to be raised has to be taken based on its source and market demand. Secondly, breeding stock within the breed are to be selected preferably on individual merit. While selecting the stock, emphasis may be laid on phenotypic and genetic makeup and other important traits. Normally traits like litter size at birth and weaning weight, feed conversion ability, body conformation, genetic defects are considered for the animal to be selected. In addition, information of temperament, mothering ability, ancestry, and fertility of the sows that produce them is also taken into consideration. It is always better to select animal from a herd that has adapted itself in the area and is well known for its productivity. In northeastern region, particularly in Assam, some improved breeds and its crosses are also reared by farmers. Following are some varieties and breeds available in this region. The landrace. They are highly prolific, producing 10 to 12 piglets with 2 birds a year, superior in feed efficiency and daily gain. Another breed is Lark White Yorkshire. They are white in color with erect ear. It is curved back and body inclining forward. Highly prolific, good feed converter, fast growing, excellent milker with superior mothering ability and daily gain. Feeding of piglet is also an important point to be considered. A mature sow with 10 to 12 functional teeth can support 8 to 10 piglets during lactation. However, milk production declines from the second week onwards. Special feeding arrangement is necessary from the second week onwards. Feed is offered in a special feeding area known as crib box which is erected at the corner of the farrowing chamber in such a way only piglets can enter into the area. At birth, the piglets have about 50 milligrams of iron reserve in the body. This amount of iron is not adequate to allow the piglets to grow as its maximum potential for about 2 weeks after birth. The piglet requires about 7 milligrams of iron per day during the first week and about 10 milligrams at third week. From the sow's milk, the piglets get only 1 to 2 milligrams of iron. Therefore, if piglets are confined with no other sources of iron except via the milk, serious illness, that means the piglet anemia, are encountered. Iron injection is administered on 4th and 14th day of age. Iron paste or solution can be swapped up to sow's udder. Piglet diarrhea. This is one of the main cause of piglet mortality in any farm. Unhygienic set condition, dirty udder and teeth of sow, bacterial, viral infection, etc. are some causes of piglet diarrhea. Proper cleaning of shed with disinfectants, clean drinking water, and segregation of infected animals are some preventive measures that can be undertaken to reduce the mortality in the farm. General health management in a pig farm plays a very important role. Pigs can be infected with a number of worms which results in poor weight gain in adults. In young pigs, infection with roundworms can cause weight loss, lung problems, and death. Hence, piglets should be dewormed regularly once in every 3 months. The pregnant sow should be dewormed before giving birth, otherwise she will pass an infection to her litter. All the newborn should be vaccinated against swine fever at the age of 2 months. One of the most important diseases is foot and mouth disease, FMD. The disease caused by virus and can be very easily transmitted to other animals by direct contact and eating contaminated food and water. There are few symptoms. Generally, they show high fever, appearance of vesicles followed by ulceration on mucous membrane of the mouth and foot. These lesions are so painful that we hardly eat and walk. Prevention and treatment plays an important role. The infected pig should be immediately separated out to isolate. Lesions of the foot and mouth should be cleaned with potash solution, antibiotic therapy, and ointment application on the ulcers. Vaccinate against FMD is very necessary. Another important viral disease is swine fever. The disease is caused by a virus and spread by direct contact with an infected pig. It is also spread through cloth, equipments, men involved in the farm, etc. What are the symptoms of swine fever? Generally, it shows the high rise of temperature of fat huddled together. Initially, there is constipation followed by diarrhea. Infected animals shows the symptom of cough followed by difficulty in breathing. How to prevent or what are the treatment? During outbreak of swine fever, the infected animal should be isolated and all building and equipments should be cleaned and disinfected. Treatment with antibiotic is advisable for secondary infection. The animals should be vaccinated against the swine fever in every year. We have very specific vaccine against some diseases. Generally, we follow this vaccine schedule for pig farm. Mainly 2 diseases are there: foot and mouth disease and swine fever, the classical swine fever. African swine fever is highly contagious disease infecting pigs of all ages caused by a large double-strand DNA virus. What are the symptoms? Like classical swine fever, it shows high fever, loss of appetite, nasal and conjunctival discharge, uncoordinated movement, bloody diarrhea, etc. Prevention and treatment. The routinely inspect the health of pig herds at least twice a day erratic movement of pigs. There is no specific treatment of this disease and no vaccine, only measure to control disease by implementing strict biosecurity measures. What do you mean by biosecurity? Biosecurity is the prevention of exposure of disease against through management practices. Biosecurity measures need to be appropriate to the location of the farm, the risks in the area, and resources available. Biosecurity practices be general enough to prevent transmission of any pathogens and specific enough to address particular threats. Plenty of new diseases are nowadays found which add to the problem of farmers. For example, already I have mentioned the African swine fever was first in Assam and Northeast India, which was a big setback as the disease has no treatment and vaccines.
যিটো ব্যৱসায় আপুনি কৰিছে গাহৰি ফাৰ্ম কৰি এইটোৱে আপোনাৰ লগতে আপুনি অন্য আপোনাৰ ওচৰৰ পাজৰৰ মহিলাসকলকো আপুনি মানে উপাৰ্জনৰ বাট মুকলাই দিব পাৰিছে নেকি বা কিবা সুবিধা দিছে নেকি
মোৰ পৰা দিয়া হ'ব এটা মোৰ বৰ্তমান পোৱালি আছে মোৰ তাত 40টা আছে মই যোৱাকালিও মই মিটিং লগত মানে আমাৰ মহিলা চেল্ফ হেল্প মিটিং লগত মই বহিছোঁ তাৰপিছত 30 জনমান মহিলা আমাৰ লগত আছে তাৰপিছত মই ক'লোঁ যদি গাহৰি পোৱালি যদি ল'ব মন আছে বা কিনিব নোৱাৰা যদি মহিলা আছে মোৰ পৰা আধি হিচাপ 3টা দিয়া হ'ব মোটা এটা মাইকী 2টাৰ পৰা মোৰ পৰা দিয়া হ'ব বুলিছে তাৰপিছত আধি হিচাপ আৰু গোটেই মানে গাঁৱৰ মানে যুৱকৰ কাৰণে দিয়া হ'ব বুলি
আপোনাৰ লগত কিমান গৰাকী মহিলা কাম কৰি আছে
মোৰ লগত আছে 100 জন মহিলা আছে
100 গৰাকীমান মহিলা আছে যে এই সেলফ হেল্প গ্ৰুপ
যোনে ইচ্ছা আছে কোনোবা ছাগলী পোহে কোনোবা হাঁহ পোহে এনেকুৱা আছে কিন্তু গাহৰি পালন কৰাটো আমাৰ ট্ৰাইবেল মানুহৰ এইটো বেষ্ট হয়
The last point, that is the pig farming as a business. What is business? Simply, business is an economic activity where products and services are exchanged between parties. Gaining profit from business requires some amount of investments. On the other hand, sufficient consumers and customers are required for making of products. Livestock farming as a business is a threefold process: livestock farm management, production of livestock products, and processing and marketing of the products. An individual or farmer who wishes to indulge in livestock farming business should work for some days with someone who is experienced enough in the field of livestock farming business. The period should be utilized in learning minutes of farm management and production, processing of farm products, marketing, management of unsold products, potential loss, and its marginal stages. After this exposure, but before the indulging in the actual livestock farming business, one should also study about the market demand of produce, types of produce, and target consumers or customers and their preferences.
কক আপোনাৰ এই ফাৰ্মখন যে কৰিলে এই আইডিয়াটো কেনেকৈ আহিলে আপোনাৰ তাত এতিয়া আমাৰ যিবিলাক নিবনুৱা সমস্যা এই সমস্যাখিনি দূৰ কৰিবৰ কাৰণে কিবা এটা এক্টিভিটিজ কৰিব লাগিব আৰু সেইটো কৰিবলৈ যাওঁতে ফিজিবিলিটি ক'ত আছে সেইটো চালোঁ এতিয়া দেখিলোঁ যে ইয়াত যদি আমি গাহৰি ফাৰ্ম কৰোঁ এই এলেকাত আমি এলেকাটো হ'ল আমাৰ ট্ৰাইবেল এৰিয়া বিশেষকৈ গাহৰি মাংসৰ ওপৰত মানে ইয়াৰ চাহিদা বেছি গতিকে ভাবিলোঁ কি আমি ইয়াত যদি গাহৰি এটা ফাৰ্ম কৰোঁ আমাৰ প্ৰায় এই এলেকাৰ মানে গাহৰি যিখিনি চাহিদা সেইখিনি আমি পূৰাব পাৰিম আৰু আমাৰ এটা মানে সংস্থাপন এটা হ'ব গাহৰি ফাৰ্মিং কৰিলে ইয়াৰ কিমানলৈকে লাভ আমি পাব পাৰোঁ প্ৰফিটটো ইমান কিমান আপুনি যদি লাইভলিহুড হিচাপে লোৱা যায় ইয়াৰ প্ৰফিটটো আপুনি কল্পনাই কৰিব নোৱাৰে যেনেবা যদি অলপ তাৰ মানে মেইন খৰচটো আপোনাৰ ফিডিঙত মানে খাদ্যত যদি আপুনি দিব পাৰিছে আপুনি বহুত লাভ ধৰক আপোনাৰ এজনী গাহৰিয়ে আপোনাৰ বছৰ বুলি নহয় 14 মাহ ধৰি 14 মাহ দুবাৰ পোৱালি দিয়ে আপুনি যদি দুটা মানে 14 মাহ যদি গড় হিচাপত যদি আপুনি 9টাকৈ পোৱালি ধৰে 18টা পোৱালি আপুনি মিনিমাম আপুনি 5000 কে পাব এটাত 18টা 5 18 কিমান হ'ল এই হিচাপত আপোনাৰ যিটো আহিছে 90,000 টকা। আপুনি তাৰ মাকক যদি 1 বছৰ মানে দানা যদি খুৱায় আপোনাৰ 15,000 বা মেক্সিমাম 20,000 ধৰিলো 20,000 টকা আপুনি দানা খুৱাই আপুনি 90,000 টকা ইনকাম কৰিব পাৰে।
Now, I would like to conclude my speech, and I am hopeful of the fact that my words and advice will be significant help to many. I encourage you all to open up pig farms and supply good and hygienic meat to the customers. Thank you.
Dear learners, hope you like this module. If you would like to start your own business of dairy farming, pig farming, goat farming, and poultry farming, you may approach the following government institutes, organizations, and agencies for information regarding training as well as for securing some loan or funding to start your business. First, we must refer to the National Livestock Mission. National Livestock Mission intends to achieve the objectives of employment generation through entrepreneurship development in small, ruminant, poultry or piggery sector and fodder sector, increase of per animal productivity through breed improvement, increase in the production of meat, egg, goat milk, wool, fodder, etc. Under the Entrepreneurship Development and Employment Generation Scheme, the government provides financial assistance to the eligible entrepreneurs. Next, we should refer to RSETI, means Rural State Employment Training Institute. Rural State Self-Employment Training Institutes is an initiative of the Ministry of Rural Development, having dedicated infrastructure in each district in the different states of India, and this institute impart training and skill upgradation programs for the youths geared towards entrepreneurship development. Third, we can refer to Mudra Loan. Mudra Loan is offered under the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. Mudra stands for Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency. Under this scheme, borrowers can avail business loans ranging from 50,000 to 10 lakhs on the basis of the Sishu, Kishore and Tarun categories. In a state like Assam, we have the Directorate of Extension Education under the Agricultural University, and this directorate is located at Khanapara, Guwahati, and it provides training on dairy, poultry, pig farming, etc. Lastly, we have to refer to what we may call MANAGE. MANAGE was established in 1987 as the National Center for Management of Agricultural Extension in Hyderabad by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India. In recognition of its importance and expansion of activities all over the country, its status was later elevated to that of a national institute in 1992, and it was rechristened to its present name, that is National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management. MANAGE offers its services in the following 5 streams: management training, consultancy, management education, research, information services, etc. I hope this information will obviously help you in case you need some ideas regarding whom to approach for information on training, loan, etc. Thank you for watching this module. See you again. Till then, goodbye.